What's your name?
Jaquelynn.
And how old are you?
Oh, my full name is Jaquelynn Emily Lexa.
And how old are you?
7, and I'm in 2nd grade.
I hate to tell you this, but you're 8.
Oh yeah, I'm 8.
You just had a birthday, remember?
Yeah, I forgot.
That's okay. So something happened on the bus the other day, right? Can you tell me what happened? Start with being at school and then tell me everything that happened.
Well, first we went to first the bus was very, very late. And then we were all like, why does this always happen? This bus is always late. And the bus is supposed to be on a silent bus.
And what does silent bus mean?
It means everybody on the bus shouldn't talk.
So you're supposed to be quiet the whole time you're riding in the bus?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and was this your regular bus driver or was this a different bus driver?
It was a substitute.
A substitute bus driver. Okay, so what happened when everybody got on the bus?
Because it wasn't they all were very loud and yakking and yakking and yakking. And then they all were like...
And what were you yakking about?
I wasn't yakking at all. All I did was cry on the bus.
You cried after it all happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so can you tell me, was it older kids or younger kids or what was going on? Who was doing all the yakking?
Right behind me, which is, I sit right in the front, like in the last seat at the front, which is number 3. And then everybody behind us started yakking and yakking and yakking.
And what were they saying?
They were saying swears and everything.
They were?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and then what happened? What did the bus driver do?
He's like, everybody shut up.
Okay, and did he pull over the bus or did he just drive?
He pulled over.
And how long did you guys get pulled over for?
Like an hour.
And then what happened?
Well, he started driving because they got quiet, and then when he went out of order, he did the second bus stop first. He did the first bus stop second, and then he did my bus stop.
But something happened before you got to your bus stop, right?
Yeah, I didn't even get to go to my bus stop.
Okay, what happened?
Well, everybody was yakking and yakking. That's not the right order. No, you can't go that way. And then they were talking so much that he hit the tree trunk.
Okay, and then what happened after he hit the tree trunk? What happened? Go ahead.
Like, everybody was flying out of the seats, even I was, but even if we had our seatbelts, we were still flying out of our seats.
Okay.
The people without their seatbelts, they hit the ceiling.
Did anybody get hurt?
Yes.
They did.
I got hurt in my ear and my butt.
You did.
And I have no idea. Well,
So, did the bus driver stop after he hit the tree stump?
No.
Did he call anybody for help?
No.
What did he do?
He didn't do anything. He just kept on driving and driving, and then finally stopped. He couldn't go any farther.
Oh.
I was terrified when it stopped. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then I started crying.
And did the bus driver say anything to you guys?
He said, "This is all your fault. I hope you're happy now."
He said it just like that? He didn't try to make you guys feel better?
No, he didn't try to make us feel better. And then everyone on the bus started crying. Even the bravest kid in my school, in my classroom, which is Summer.
She was crying too?
We all wanted to go home, and then Michelle's bus passed by, and everybody opened the windows except for me, but then this kid, opened the window, and I'm like, what are you doing? In my head, I don't want my window to be down, and then everybody started screaming out of their window.
And what were they screaming?
Help us! Help us!
And who was screaming?
The people in front of us and in the back of us. I wasn't screaming out of my window at all.
What were you doing?
I'm sitting there crying. I wanted to go home. And then a police truck came by and saw us screaming. So then he transferred us to a different bus.
Did you get on the new bus?
Yes, but then this little girl that I know, she was my neighbor, said, my mom's gonna pick you up. So I came with him, but there was someone in the way, and I said, excuse me, can I get out? So I ran to her, and then I was very sad, and that was the scariest thing in my life.
It was the scariest thing in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I thought when the Disney ride and the People Mover broke down was the scariest part of my life, but no.
This bus ride was the scariest time of your life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I know.
I'm very glad you're safe.
Yep.
I love you.
Yep. But when I came home, Michelle and Christopher, what did you do what did you do?
What did I do?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
What's your story? What did you do when I was gone for school? And what did you do when we were
When you weren't showing up at the bus stop?
Yeah.
Well, Daddy went to pick you up like he always does, and then he came back and he had no Jackie, and he said that you guys still hadn't got there, and one of the moms had called and said that there was an accident and the airbag's deployed. So did the airbag come out of the bus driver's steering wheel?
Yep.
It did? That must have been kind of scary.
Yep, and he still kept on going.
And he still kept on driving. That's not very safe.
I know.
But anyways, I was very scared, and I was calling the school. And the school said, oh, there was no accident. The kids are just being bad on the bus. So I didn't even know what happened to you. And then I tried calling the bus company, and I didn't get any answers. So I tried calling the school back, and the school wasn't answering anymore. And by that time, I was starting to cry because I didn't know where you were, and I didn't know if you were safe. And that makes a mommy's heart break, not knowing what's wrong with their baby, huh?
Uh-huh.
But I'm glad that you came out of the neighbor's car and that you were safe, even though you were crying and sad.
I was crying. And so what did you do? Tell me your story.
I just told you my story. We went driving around looking for you in the bus, and then we came back by the house and we saw that you and the neighbor's car was in the driveway, and then I got you, right?
Yeah. Michelle, Christopher! Come here! Come on! Chris!
I guess you have to sit and tell your story.
What? Why do we have to tell our story?
Alright, go ahead, what?
There's not much to a story. I was walking home from school, my bus had got home, and I'm not used to my mom driving by my bus stop, so I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And then Chris comes running up and goes like, why were they just there? And I didn't know, and Mom yelled out the window, go home. So we went home and we found that the neighbor's car was there.
Wait. What did you think? What did you think?
Well, Chris thought that he was in trouble somehow. Like, he didn't know what he did. And,
You need some more water, Cujo? Everybody, this is my doggy Cujo.
And then, so we went home and I saw that Jackie was crying and like, oh my God, what happened? And they told me that her bus was in the accident. And then I thought for a minute and then I asked her, was that the bus that was by the railroad? Because I saw it.
And what did you see when you drove by?
There was a bunch of kids screaming with a bunch of red faces. I didn't actually think that. I just thought that they were being in trouble and stuff. So I thought they were being bad. I honestly didn't think that they were in an accident. Because the kids were screaming, putting their hands out of the windows.
And could you hear what they were screaming?
No, because our windows were shut. And I was like, there was only a couple of people left on the bus. It was me, my friend Yomani, and my friend Kayla. And we all just looked out the window and was like, what's going on?
And what did you think when you saw Jackie and she was crying?
I was like, oh my gosh, what happened?
And how come you were still crying, Jaquelynn?
I was still scared.
You were.
And you remember what you said on the news? She was like hysterical for over an hour.
That is what I said, isn't it?
Yeah?
Because you were very scared.
Are we done with the interview?
We're done with the interview. You did a very good job on your interview.
All right.
I love you.
And we're out. I love you too.